Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. It's the beginning of a new week, y'all. You guys ready for it? I'm not. Same old every day, right? Same old stuff every single day. Mm. Same old stuff every single day. Same old stuff and every single day. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Appreciate ya. Got some errands to run today on a Monday. I do the same thing every day. Literally. Just get some stuff out of the way that I need to do before I end up going back to work. And it's really nothing different. I do the same old stuff every single day. How exciting. Must be. I woke up today feeling tired of the same old routine. That's how I woke up today feeling tired of the same old, Good morning, Jake. How you doing? Hi, lady. Jake and lady are here this morning, saying good morning, saying hello. How y'all doing? Are you guys new here? If you guys are new here, let me know what state you're in. If you want to. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me your state. You don't have to tell me where you're at. But if you'd like to, if you feel comfortable enough, let me know where you're at. Let me know where you reside. Let me know where you reside. Yeah, so I woke up kind of like, I didn't wake up on the wrong side of the bed, but I woke up feeling like, look at this idiot. I woke up feeling like tired. Just like nobody at Wawa at Wawa this morning. Just not really a lot of cars, which was nice. I love when I come here and there's like not really a lot of people. Because I'm like, yay, not a lot of people. I just woke up feeling like I'm tired of the same old routine. It's the same crap. Nothing exciting going on. Nothing exciting. It's early in the morning here. Very early in the morning. That's all I'm gonna say. It's early in the morning. Very early in the morning. But I woke up today just feeling tired of the same old, same old. And I was thinking about my mom. She's passed on now, and I just think about. 'Cause I know my mom was sick. She had a lot of health issues and stuff, and I was like thinking about her. Like I wonder how she felt about her life, being as though she was like damn near like bedridden. She didn't want to. I think my mom had like bad depression. She didn't want to even get out of the bed. That's what I think it was with my mom. I think she suffered from like depression. And then she was like, she had all these medications that she was taking and everything. So it sucked, man. Yeah, so I woke up feeling very tired, just over life. It's already in my country. Where are you at? You must be in Africa somewhere, right? You on God's wake up list this morning. I am definitely blessed, but I'm still going to tell how I feel. You know what I mean? I know I'm blessed, but I woke up feeling like tired. Like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the cold weather and the early nights, like when it starts getting dark around like 4:30. I'm like, I like to see the sun shining. You know what I mean? I'm not in a bad mood today, but I'm in a mood. I'm in a different a type of way. I'm going to the gym after I work out and stuff. I feel different about everything, but every day is not going to be a positive, bubbly day, and it's not a bad day. But I just woke up feeling like I was thinking about my mom heavy. Like, dang, my mom must have really been going through it inside her mind because I think she had depression. Because my mom didn't even get out of the bed. She got up and ate and went back to sleep. She had her husband. My dad was taking care of her, but she stayed like that for like almost 20 years. And I was like, Dad, my mom must have really been going through like depression really bad. Because she was like bedridden. She could get up and walk around and stuff, but she went right back to bed. After she ate, she went right back to bed. That's all she did with her life for 20 years. So I'm like, I can only imagine what she was going through. Yeah, I mean, I might have a good day, but I'm just being transparent. I don't come on here every day acting like life is beautiful. It's because it's not all the time. You know what I mean? But I'm waking up feeling away, but not feeling like I'm tired of life, but just feeling like, wow, I'm sick of this cycle that I'm on. I can't wait to get settled, and I can't wait. But I know it's going to happen, but I'm going to be transparent. I'm not going to wake up acting like everything's always so great, because it's not, you know what I mean? But I feel good about, what the day is going to hold for me. But I do the same thing every Monday, you know what I mean? What was bothering her to that point? What, my mom? I think she was sick. She had a lot of health problems, and I think she gave up on life. She had a lot of health issues and stuff, and but she still would get up and read her Bible. She still would go to church, but when she was home, all she did was lay in bed. I think she was but she had my dad, and my dad took very good care of her, and I know it was stressful for him too. But I think my mom was ready to go, but she was sick for like 20 years. All I saw her do was lay in bed all day. And I used to be like, yo, what kind of life? Like, what the heck? But I didn't understand because I was younger. But now I'm older and I think about how she might have felt. Because how I feel right now, I don't feel like I want to leave this earth or anything like that. But I'm like, dad, my mom was like, all she did was eat and go back to bed, barely said anything to us. So she probably was like in depression mode, but she was taking medication and stuff. And I'm not really a big advocate of medication from doctors unless you need it. I don't do the medication. But my mom was like, I felt like she was stuck. And I was just thinking about her heavy this morning. I said, Dad, how my mom must have felt. Sometimes you think about your deceased family members, like your parents, and Dad, do you ever just wonder and think like how they felt? You know what I mean? I wonder. Even when I was young, I still wonder how my mom felt. I felt like she gave up on life. But she must have been suffering from really bad depression because all she did was lay in bed every day. She got up, she went to church. But I was thinking about her today, really heavy. I just pray that wherever she's at in the universe, that she's, resting well. You know what I mean? I was just thinking about her. And I put my feelings out there. Like, however I feel, I'm going to talk about it. So every day is not going to be a bubbly great. I'm in a positive mood. But I was just thinking, like, wow, I'm tired of this cycle. I'm tired of living in this stupid shelter. I can't wait until something starts moving for me. You know what I mean? I'd be so excited when something starts to move for me. Be so happy about that because I know that the day that I'm going to move into something, it's going to be an awesome day. It's going to be a really good day. I'm in a shelter too in California. Oh, you are? I didn't know you were in the shelter. Are you new here? Is this like your first day? Is this your first day seeing my channel, or you've been here before? You look like you've been here before, but I don't really remember. I only remember certain people. No, this is my first time. I figured it was your first time because your name don't look really too familiar. But welcome, welcome, welcome. And you're in California, so it's warm out there, right? I wish I was in a warmer climate right now. Everything here is cold. It's cold now. It gets dark at like the daylight savings times crap, which I hate. But the dark nights, I just don't like when it gets dark early. I like to see that sunshine as long as possible. I just like the light. I like the light. Oh, it's cold in the Bay Area. I thought California is like always kind of like spring and summer there. I don't know. I wouldn't really want to live in a climate where I got one season all around the board. I do like having all the seasons, but I just don't like when it gets dark early here. How long have you been in the shelter, if you don't mind me asking? I've been in the shelter life now for about 3 months. I would say about 3 months. I've been doing this for about 3 months. It's been about 3 months, maybe almost four. I have to go back and look at my dates when I started this thing, you know. I really don't remember the exact dates, but I gotta go look at dates in my phone. Oh, you've been in the shelter for 2 years. Are they able to help you? Are they able to help you guys with housing and everything? How is the laws and stuff there? Because I know every shelter in different states are different, but they're not really giving so much help with housing. That they're wanting us to do everything on our own, which is fine. But I'm like, why do we have a housing person if they're not really doing anything to help us? So we got to get out here and get it on our own, which is fine. I don't know if they're ever going to have like Section 8 openings again. I don't know. And if there was a Section 8 opening, I'm figuring that they would target the people that's in the shelter and the disabled people first if there was like a Section 8 opening. So that's what I'm looking out for. Yeah, I heard it's dangerous in California. Yeah, because I know I see, I listen to, I look at a lot of street content, like a lot of people, like Strong White Underbelly. I listen to a lot of people that's in California on the grounds of like the, what is it called, Skid Row and all that stuff. So I listen to all types of stuff like that. I listen to a lot of content creators that's out in the field talking to homeless people, talking to a lot of people that's addicted, talking to people that's living in the streets. Some people are addicted, most are addicted, and some aren't addicted. But I watch all that type of content because, like, I'm not in the streets and I'm not addicted or anything, but I always want to hear somebody's story of what happened in your life. How did you get this way? How did you lose it all? How did you know what I'm saying? I'm into that type of stuff. Like, I like to watch the street content. So I watch like Soft White Underbelly. I watch a lot of people that's out on the grounds talking to the homeless, and every homeless person is not addicted to drugs. So that's the first thing people think is, oh, drugs. Like, it's not always drugs, man. But this is where I'm at in my life right now, and I've been homeless for like 2 years. So when I first I had an eviction. I'm homeless through an eviction, and it wasn't eviction through non-payment of rent. It had nothing to do with financial. So whenever I get another place, hopefully that may help me. You know what I mean? So it's not due to non-payment of rent. Mine's I violated my lease, and I don't talk about what happened in the lease that I violated. I don't talk about that because I don't have to. But I just talk about, the eviction process, what happened, and I was evicted in 2024. January 2024, I lost my apartment. So I ended up going to stay with family, and that didn't work out. And she was my niece. She was like an estranged niece. She really didn't deal with my other side of the family, so she was kind of like on her own. So me and her were cool for so many years. Like, she was like my sister that I never had. My niece was a sister that I never had until I ended up living with her. Then I found out her true nature. And her true nature, she wasn't really a nice person. So, but I think I am grateful for the time that she allowed me to stay in her house. I did pay rent, so it wasn't like I was staying there high off the hog for free. But she was like my favorite niece. She was more like a sister that I never had. She shared our personal details of our lives with each other throughout the years. And when I became homeless, and of course I told her about what was going on, and she was like, "Oh, you can stay with me." And I was like, "Oh, perfect, perfect. This is amazing. I got a family member that's here for me." And child, that turned into a total freaking disaster when you live with someone in your family that you think is cool. And you think they cool until you live with them, and then you find out that they're total witches. You be like, "Yo, you are sad, sister." So I found out that she was just not a good person. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Happy Monday. that happens a lot. And she was like, she was like my best friend, kind of. But you don't know a person until you live with them, man. You don't know a person until you live with them. And I think my niece, she had a lot of, because I'm adopted, right? So I'm an adopted family. So she was my niece, but she was my niece on my adopted mother's side. So she was like my adopted mother's blood grandchild. So she was my niece. I was her aunt. But I didn't know who she was until I shacked up with her. I was giving her $600 a month. I lived with her, but I didn't have a room. Like she had she had a 3 bedroom. So she had her kids. She had 3 kids. She had 2 teenage daughters, and then she had a son. They were all like teenagers, like close to being teenagers, and some were teens. But she just turned it into a witch. Like every time I used to come home from work, she was like, sometimes she would ignore me, act like she didn't see me or whatever, and I would just go mind my business and go sit in the kitchen by myself. But she quickly started to show me that she didn't really want me there. So, and then she was like yelling at her kids all the time, cursing them out. It's like one of her daughters, she would always target more than the other. It seemed like she targeted the girls more than the boy. She had 1 boy and 2 girls. So she was so mean and nasty to her daughters, like cursing them out. She would be more lenient for the son, right? You know, she's more lenient on him. But them girls, she would rip them a new behind. And the sad part was, I used to feel so sorry for the girls because she would do that in front of me. And I was just like, you never embarrass your children in front of other people. I don't care if I'm your family or not. You don't do that. You don't do that to your children, man. You don't rip them a new shred in front of people. You do that stuff in private. But she wanted to embarrass them because she was a bully too. For profit. Prisons make sure of that. Yeah, man. I just try to stay clear of the BS. So I don't talk to my niece anymore because she did put me, she evicted me. She let me go, you know, because we got into it. You know, I knew the verbal arguments was going to come. First of all, you don't let somebody into your house if you don't have a room for them. Don't let them in your house. If you feel like, if you are a particular type of person, don't even allow someone to come into your house. Like I moved all my stuff, not all my stuff, but some of my stuff that I needed into her house, and it just ended up being a disaster. It just ended up being a total disaster. So that's why kids have so low self-esteem. Yeah, she was mean to her kids, man. And I know her oldest daughter she got some problems because her oldest. This is how I knew my niece was talking about me in a bad way because my niece would do. She's ghetto, right? She would do this ghetto stuff. Like, first of all, if 2 adults are living together and we got a problem, let's keep the problem between 2 adults. But I know when she used to go in her car and she used to go grocery shopping with the kids or whatever, take them with her somewhere, take the boy to get a haircut. I know she would talk about me like a dog, and she would talk about me to them. And she would let them engage in a conversation too. You're never supposed to cross over adult stuff to children because they're still kids. If you under 18, says you're a child. And even if you 18, like certain things you just don't need to share with your kids. Because now her oldest daughter used to come downstairs in the morning and not even speak to me, not even say good morning, not say nothing. So that's how I know that her kids ended up like not liking me like that because she didn't like me like that. So I was like, wow, aren't you supposed to be like a mature woman? Like, you know what I'm saying? Mature people don't involve their children in adult stuff. Like, keep them kids the heck out of it. If we got a problem, let's hash this out together. Let's go outside and talk it out. Whatever we got to do, let's handle this issue. You don't have to involve the children. She involved her kids because she was the type of person that wanted people to be on her side, and that made her feel better if she felt like she had people on her side. Like, she threatened to beat me up and everything. I'm like, wow, girl, are you freaking crazy? I think you need to be in the shelter with these girls that I have now, because the girls that's in the shelter now, they ghetto too. They ghetto too. I'm just not with that stupid ghetto raunchy, stupid street crap. Like, keep that mess away from me. But I ended up leaving, and I haven't talked to her in. It's been. I haven't talked to my niece in over a year. No, I don't. I don't care if I don't ever talk to her again because of what she did to me. She is damaging their subconscious. Yeah, it's a shame. She's like verbally abusive, and she smokes weed in the house. So I know she got some kind of depression going on. So she smokes weed. She smokes weed in her house. She don't even care the fact that her kids are, you know, inhaling that crap. You know what I'm saying? Your kids will probably end up growing up smoking weed too because that's what they saw you do. You don't know how tragic that is. If you're gonna smoke weed outside your house. Don't subject your kids Don't subject your kids to have to mess up their lungs inhaling that garbage. Because weed ain't weed no more, honey. This ain't the weed that used to be out here 20, 30, 40 years ago. This ain't weed no more. But nothing I could do about it. But it's funny because we work at the same job, but she works in a total different department. So sometimes I do have to talk to her on the phone or send her emails about something. But I keep it straight professional. I don't put my emotions or anything involved with it. I don't care no more at this point. And I told her, I said, sis, I don't care if I don't ever see you again in life. I don't give a damn because you betrayed me. It's not even the fact that you put me out, but the way that you did it. She literally called the cops on me and did all these things. She threatened to drag me out the house and beat me up, just ghetto style. Like what adult handles business in that type of way? If you want me to leave your house, just silently come and talk to me. Like say, hey, can we have a talk? Let's talk outside, away from the kids. But she didn't care if the kids knew. She was arguing and yelling at me. The kids was in the house walking around. She didn't care. She did not care. She handled that in a very ghetto way. But she used to always come to me when I lived there with her, and I had to listen to her because I lived there with her. But she used to always talk about the job. Oh, the job. The girls are doing this to me. Oh, these people are racist. Oh, this and that. And now that I know what kind of person that she is, truthfully, and I said all these stories that you come and tell me about these people at the job are racist and that is and this and that. It's probably not even half the time the people at the job. It's probably you and your crappy freaking attitude. Stop with the pointing fingers at other people being racist and all that, and you're the main person with the damn problem. I was like, oh, are they racist? They probably can't stand you and your crappy attitude. That's probably what it is. Because I saw it. And I didn't like what I saw when I saw the real you, when the real you surfaced. I didn't like who I saw. I didn't like who was, I didn't like who you were. It takes more effort to deal with it as an adult. Good morning, how are you? I'm gonna go back to her. No, I wouldn't. I would never go back to live with my niece. I can't. I don't. Even if I could, I wouldn't want to because she's nasty. She's just. And it's so crazy because she was like because my niece is my adopted mother's. That's her granddaughter. So it runs in their blood to be abusive and be like talk about people and threaten to beat them up. It was kind of in their family bloodline. So I feel sorry for her children because she treats her two daughters like garbage, but she'll treat her son like he's a jewel. You know what I'm saying? I know you're on the way out of this situation. Sad because a family member invites me to live with them and takes my rent money, but pushes me out so quickly. No place to go. Yep, that's what she did to me. And I said I don't care. I wouldn't care if I ever saw you. She works at my job, but she works in a different department. But I said, I don't care if I ever have to see you again. I do have to talk to her sometimes at work, but it's always on a professional level. I don't never ask her no questions. Oh, how you doing? How's everybody? I don't care. I don't care. What you did to me is can't even be talked about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing okay, but I know you're the type of person that wish that I wasn't doing okay. Like, oh, she got to learn her lesson. And she was going around telling the other family members I was ungrateful. How am I ungrateful living with you? I put more than just paying you rent. I used to buy paper towels for the kitchen. I would buy dish soap. Like I would bring things into the household. She never appreciated anything because she just felt like, oh, I've been a single mom with my kids. I'm a strong woman. Like you're a strong woman, yeah, but you still need help. Like we all need help sometimes. We all need help sometimes. Like we can't do it all on our own. So I was in your house. You should have never invited me into your house. You should have been just like the rest of the family members. I would have had more respect if you just act like, oh no, I can't do this, and I would have been fine with that. I might have been talking trash a little bit, like, oh, I feel like my family should help me more. But if you don't want to help me, that's your decision. Don't bring someone into your house and then a couple of months later kick them out. Because in the beginning, she was like, oh, I could see you staying with me for a year and getting yourself together. And yeah, I thought everything would be okay until I found out like what kind of person she really was. And I was like, damn, you're a really messed up person, man. And I know living with people is not going to be like comfy, cozy and everything, but I stayed out of the way. I was always working. I worked like, I did my 8-hour shifts or whatever, but I was going out of the house at least 9 hours every day. So I wasn't there. And even on my days off, I made sure my days off, sis, I was out that door. I was going to do my laundry. I wasn't around. I was going out the door. I wasn't even in her house because I wanted her to have, her time with her and her family when I'm not in there. So Monday they will face their maker. Yeah. I mean, it's water under the bridge now, but I don't really care if I ever have to speak to her again in life. I don't have to speak to you ever again in life. The grass ain't always going to stay green. Everybody goes through a tough time. And it's so funny because this is the first time in my life that I've ever been homeless like this and ever needed a hand from somebody. I've never needed a hand because my life was always okay. I always had 2 jobs. I've always had an apartment. I always had a car. But there was, the point in my life where things just got shaky and I'm homeless now. And I didn't have family. She was the only one in the family that did raise her hand and help me out. But when she helped me out and pulled me in, she started treating me like garbage and trash. And that's how I knew, like, I quickly knew within like 2 weeks, I was like, oh, she don't want me here no more. Because her attitude just started to come out. Because she's the type of person, she can't hide her anger. She can't hide that she didn't want me there. She couldn't hide that with her life because it showed all in her face. It showed in her body actions, her body movements. Like, she's not good at hiding the fact that she don't want me around no more. The fact that she's mad about something. So I knew when she got in the car and she took her kids places, I knew she was in the car talking about me to her kids. And I didn't like that because you don't put your kids in the middle of drama. But a lot of these stupid ghetto women out here, when their kids get older, they look at their kid like that's their girlfriend. Oh, girl, can you believe she did this? Like, certain things you don't share with your children because they don't need to know. Like, they don't need to know your drama. They don't need to know that you don't like this person. They don't need to know you don't like that person because they're kids. Let them stay kids, even if they're 12 or 13 years old. Certain things your kids don't need to know about because they're not an adult. So certain things, stop sharing this ghetto crap that these women be out here doing with your children. Then your kids are looking at auntie or uncle over there like, oh, I don't got no respect for him either because my mom just don't like him, so I don't like him either. That's what kids do because that's what they're taught. Like, people be sitting up here, especially like a lot of people that look like me. We run out here and talk about racism and all this stuff. But you treat your kids, you do the same thing to your children. You talk about other people and the family members, and your kids are starting to think the same thing. Oh, my mom talked about this person in a bad way all their life. But we sit around and talk about who's racist. But you're teaching your kids stuff. You're teaching your kids to hate Uncle Sam or Aunt Jean or whoever. You're teaching your kids to hate these people. But we go to work every day and talk about who's racist at work. And you got your own crap going on. I'm new to you, so I'm not completely aware of the entire situation, but can we help you at all? No, I'm good. I'm in the shelter. I'm doing okay. You know what I'm saying? I do have a Cash App if anybody ever wanted to bless that. That's a way that people could help me if anybody ever wanted to bless my Cash App. Like I said, I never ask for money, but people ask me sometimes, how can we help you or whatever? But I'm okay. Like, I'm okay in the shelter. Like what Maya Angelou said, we are not be able to control our circumstances, but we don't have to reduce to them. Yeah. Everybody goes through tough times. It's a matter of time for them just trying to live. And I don't wish anything bad on the people that threw me away. I don't wish anything bad on these people. I hope she prospers. But her attitude is crappy, and nobody wants to deal with that. We normalize dysfunction. That's why families are so divided. We need to show love. Yeah, I wish we could. But sometimes, like, if I'm not getting love shown towards me, especially the love that I put out for my family members, I'll leave them the freak alone. I am, like, right now, what do they call it? I'm estranged from my family right now. And I'm okay with being estranged from my family. Do I want it to be like this? No. Because my family looks at me as, like, the black sheep right now. You know what I mean? They looked at me as the black sheep all my life because I got in trouble. Over 20 years ago when I was a teenager, right? I got in trouble when I was a teen. But I got out and got myself together. I did something stupid, got in trouble as a teenager. So, my family always looks at me like the bad person. Oh, she's a loser. You know, she lived her life this way. She's nobody. So that's what my family looks at me like. And there's people in my family during my homeless time, this time that I've been homeless, some people won't help me at all. And my niece was the one that helped me. So she's the one in the family. She'll go to the people that don't want to help me and say, you see why I shouldn't have did that? You see why? Because, of course, she's going to go to other people and turn the story around, like completely turn the story. I tell y'all no lie. I was out of the way when I was in her house. I wasn't dating nobody. I didn't have, like, I'm not dating no men. So it's not like I was bringing someone to your house. It's not like I was bringing my friends over. All I did was work. Made sure you had your $600 a month because that's all you asked me for was $600. I was giving you the rent like a week in advance. Like a week ahead of time, I would pay you rent. So you had your money. But she was disgruntled, you know what I'm saying? She was disgruntled, and she just wanted to be in the house with her and her children. But you don't move somebody in the house and then decide, hey, I don't want you here no more, get out. That's not right. Because let me tell you how messed up it was that she did it to me. I got off work at 9 o'clock at night one day. I think I left work a little bit early. I went home, and every time I go home, I go right to the bathroom. I wash my makeup off my face. I use the bathroom, and then I get my pajamas on or take a shower or whatever. She knocked on the door while I was sitting on the toilet. I was sitting on the toilet. She knocks on the door talking about, we got to talk. And then that was, it went down from there. Yeah, I think she had some kind of, it was something off in her mind. But I didn't know that until I lived with her. Because all we had throughout the years, all our conversation was over the phone, texting each other. I would go see her. Maybe once a month I would ride out there to her house and go visit or whatever. But, it was dysfunction. It's family dysfunction. And I think she was smoking that weed because she couldn't handle life. You know what I'm saying? The weed was her medication. That's how that's what made her like mellow out and not have to deal with her real emotions. Cause we work at the same job, but she works in a whole different department than I do. You know what I'm saying? I work in a whole bunch of different departments too, but certain departments I have to deal with her because she's in charge of that department. So she'll come home and talk about, oh, these people are racist and that and this. And I'm just looking at you like, what's really going on? Sometimes it's not racism. Sometimes it's just your shitty fucking attitude. They are not dependable. That's what happens to my family member. But they'll come home from work talking about who's a racist and who's this and who's that. And sometimes it's not even the people that you say it is. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's not the people that you saying it is. It's you, baby. I gotta get him. Ooh, this hot glove is still hot. I left this hot glove in my car all night and it's still hot. It's still freaking hot. But yeah, so when you guys come here, I just talk about my family dynamic. I talk about the homeless shelter and what I'm going through in there. And just trying to find ways to get out. And the only way I can get out is financially is for me to find another job. I need to add to my income. So if I can find me a part-time something, I could use that to pay for like an extended stay. Because that's probably what I'm going to be doing is like going the extended stay route and go from there. But yeah, I think she suffered from like maybe depression or something because she was definitely up in her room smoking weed every day. And I said something to her like when we had a falling out. When you have a falling out with somebody, you tell them how you really feel. So when she was like verbally attacking me, I stood up for myself and I said, and all you do is sit here and smoke weed all day. I said, you smoke weed. You do go to work. I can't give it to you. She does go to work. She does have a car. I think she's a good mom, but she's a very verbally abusive mom too, because she'll threaten to even put her hands on her kids when they piss her off. Like, she'll have her kids like doing chores around the house, and as they should. Like, your kids should be doing chores. Your kids should be putting something into the household. Everybody should be doing something. I brought something to the table. I didn't just give you $600 a month in rent. I used to buy paper towels, and I would get those big giant paper towels from like BJ's and Sam's Club, because y'all know those paper towels come like what, 12 or 13, 14 rolls in one bag. So I would take my extra money, bring stuff into the household. She would never say thank you for this or thank you for that. Never. I would give her the rent money, and sometimes I would give her cash. Sometimes I would write her a check, but most of the time I would try to give her cash. And just to get, to stay out the way. And I gave her money when I moved in. When you go to an apartment complex and you move in, you got to pay the first and last month's rent. I paid her money the first day that I moved into her place. That's like the first and last month's rent. I didn't have to pay her that. I could have just paid her, the money coming in and just, I gave her extra money when I came in. I could have stayed there for 30 days and then paid her rent and say, hey, I got to stay for 30 days. Because, I figured it's like when you move into an apartment. When you move anywhere, you have to put something down. And I put something down, but I could have looked at it like, well, I got to stay here first for me to put something down. So I gave her $600, like my first day in there. Not even living in there. I paid her. That's why your boundaries are so important. Yeah. Yeah, that'll never happen again. I need to just be on my own and stay in my own lane, and that's it. I can't depend on family, and that's okay. And they don't have to help me. Like, my family don't have to do anything for me, but it would be nice if they did If they did assist me, some of the people, because they know that I'm not with my niece anymore. So I think the big talk in the family is, oh, nobody, y'all don't need to help her, because she, they all just say just. They all just make up all these things about me, like I'm a terrible person, but I'm just a person in the family that needs help. So, but since it didn't go well with me and her, I think she just makes me look terrible to the rest of the family. So that's why boundaries are so important. Yeah, it'd be great if everybody could show love and support within the family unit, but that doesn't happen. So it is what it is. That's why so many people are like estranged from family. They're estranged. There's so much estrangement going on out here. It's just crazy how the world is so easily to throw you away and act like you're nobody. It's so easy for people to do that today. And there are people in the family that probably can't do anything for me, and that's okay too. But for the people that can, and the ones that have the resources to be able to help me with something, those are the ones that I just look at with the side eye. Because I know that I would help them. I would try to assist and help any way I could help. Any way I can help someone in my family, I would try to assist as best I can. But everybody's not going to do that for you. So it's okay now. Like, I'm better off in the shelter where I'm at. It's okay. I'm better off. Sometimes we're better off without the help and assistance from family because they don't want to help anyway. So I'm better off without it. Do you have a library that you can rent, office, or a small boardroom space by the hour? I would get so much done there. Yeah, I could rent something, but I gotta look into it because I have some things that I do need to do. But I can go to a library. Libraries are fine, but most of the time when libraries are open, I'm back at work. So I wish the world was a better place, but it's not. And the shelter, the staff just toxic. Yeah, the staff be in there trying to be like friends with the girls. Half of the staff members are scared of the girls in the shelter. So it's just a mess all the way around the board, but I have a positive attitude towards everything, and I'm not going to give up. Giving up is not an option for me, but I just got to keep going, Because I did this to myself. This is nobody's problem but my own. But it's nice to have family members that you can fall back on if you need help with something in life. I think that should be like an automatic thing. But some people are just like, I don't want to help you because I don't have to, and I don't have to tell you why. Like, I don't need a why. Why are you not helping me? I'm not even expecting that, but I'm just thinking that, damn, I would help you. I have the attitude of, if my brother came knocking on my door saying, hey, it's cold out here, I don't have anywhere to stay, sis, there's not going to be a question in my mind that I'm going to turn my brother away. I'm not going to do that to my brother. I'm not going to do that to my sister if they had nothing. So that's why I talk about it. But when you lose a lot of things in your life, when you get to like rock bottom, because that's where I say I'm at right now. I'm on rock bottom right now. And it sucks being here. It sucks being on rock bottom, but I won't be on rock bottom forever. It sucks being here. Because people are going to show you their true colors when you need them. You know what I mean? They're going to show you their true colors when you need them the most. You have to get on the waiting list for Section 8. And they're not accepting applications right now, so you have to get on the waiting list and everything. And that's a process. Everything's a process. Any kind of, because, I'm not considered disabled. I don't have any mental disorders or anything. I don't have any, I'm not on disability or anything like that. So if Section 8 comes around, they're going to be taking all the disabled people and some of the veterans. They go first. So if ever there's a Section 8, they're definitely going to be letting the homeless shelter people know about it, which is great. So if there's something coming up, they're definitely going to be telling us about it. I just got to keep my ears open. But I'm good where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to be at the homeless shelter, but I'm okay there. I talk about my experience there, and sometimes the experience is not always the most positive, but it is what it is right now. Like, this is my life, and I have to live it the best way I can, because this is all I have, you know? So it kind of is what it is, you know? Yeah, you'll be on that wait list for a long time, I know. But it's different, because I think if you're in a homeless shelter, if Section 8 comes open, I think a lot of people that's homeless and disabled people would be first on the list if you can get on it. Because some people can't get on Section 8 because of whatever reason. But I think if there's a sweeps, if there's a housing thing somewhere, the housing people at these shelters, they get first dibs. I think people that's in these shelters would get it before someone else, which is kind of crazy, but that's how it goes. They try to sweep the shelters and get the women in that, you know, especially the ones that have children. They honor those women first, especially the women that have the children in the shelter. When I was in a shelter, they did not tell me about housing at all. Yeah, they don't really. It depends on the counselors. A lot of them are just sitting there. They're lazy. They're not really doing anything. So, yeah, you don't really see a lot of help. You have to kind of help yourself nowadays, because it was a lot of help out there years ago, but it's not like that no more. They're not trying to help you with nothing. You'd be lucky to get a housing list. So you have to kind of just do your own research, you know, apartments.com, realty.com, like whatever you can do to find is. But the thing you need to even go that route, you need money. So you could do all the searching for apartments and stuff you want. If you don't have the money to pay for it, what's the purpose? What's the purpose? I mean, we do chores and stuff at the shelter every day. So, I mean, to me, the shelter looks like a prison the way it's like built up. It looks like prison-esque. It looks prison-esque to me. But I'm grateful to be there, because at nighttime I'm warm. I'm not cold. So what complaining can I do? I can do a lot of complaining, but I'm grateful to have a place that I can rest at every night and not have to sleep in my car. I'm grateful for that. We have Bible classes all day. I started looking for a job. Those were the recommendations. Oh, yeah. The other shelter that I came from, it was a Christian-based shelter. So they did something, it was called like chapel. They had chapel every day. So people from the outside could come in, and different preachers would come in from like the surrounding towns, and they would have Bible study with us, which I didn't find any problem with that. But I didn't always go to chapel because I was working. Like, I'm a working person. So I wasn't really there, but some days if I came back early, we had to sit in chapel. It was like a Bible study, which I really didn't mind it. Why are there so many homeless people in the U.S.? I don't know. I mean, rent prices are high. People get evicted. There's all different reasons why there's a lot of homeless people around. Most of the time, if you're one single person, shoot, even two people can't barely afford the rent. So it's hard. Rental prices are skyrocketed, and the jobs are not really trying to increase the pay. The jobs are not paying you anything, especially the ones that like the minimum wage jobs and stuff. You can't pay rent on the minimum wage salary. You can't pay rent if you had two minimum wage jobs. Like, you could probably pay it a little bit better if you had two jobs, but sadly, nowadays, you need to work 7 days a week to really pay the bills. And when you do work like that, you get yourself burnt out so quick. You're tired of life. Because I'm like, damn, all I do is get up from one job and go to the next one. You get tired of that? I've done that before. I've worked two jobs literally all my life. I worked two jobs all my life because I didn't ever want for anything. I didn't want to have to say, oh, if my car broke down, I could put it into the shop and get it fixed like right away. Like, I have the money. I could pull the money out my account, fix this issue, and keep moving with life. If my car breaks down, I never wanted to be that person to say, oh, I got to wait till I get paid again. I never wanted to be that person, because I used to be that person. And I was like, I don't like living like this. I said, I need two jobs. And I went out there and I always worked two jobs. Tired as hell, like going from one job going to the next, or having to work on my days that I had off from this job. Like, I've been doing that all my life. No, I don't really want to move to another state, because I'm here, I work, and I'm at where I'm at for now. So I don't plan on moving anywhere. I'm at where I'm at, and I be where I be, and that's where I'm going to stay. So, no, I don't want to move anywhere. But it's my life, and, it is what it is. And I just come on here and talk about it because it needs to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? The homeless epidemic, the stuff that goes on inside these shelters are things that people need to hear about. So that, God forbid, if you have a place, if you have a home, if you live in a shelter, like, don't mess it up for yourself. I really messed up my life. I did. This is my mistake. I made mistakes in my life that I can't. And the only way I'm able to really undo my mistakes that I made is get a job, get more money. And it sucks, but I'm doing a great job. I pat myself on the back every single day, and I say, you know what, sis, you're doing really good, and I am. I'm doing an amazing job. So, and I'm doing good with sharing. I'm doing good with sharing my life with the world. I don't tell everything, and some things I don't even speak about. Like, some things I don't talk about because I don't really have to. Because the social media world, when they find out certain things about you, they will rip you to shreds. And thank God that I'm not no weak woman. I don't really run off, oh my God, they said this about me, life is over. Like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't care what you say about me. You can say whatever you want. I get dragged on these YouTube streets too, honey. But I don't really worry about that. I'm so strong. I don't care about what these people say on social media about me. That's why certain things I don't even share on social media, because people will drag you to filth, honey. They'll drag you around this parking lot in back, darling. So certain things I don't even talk about on here. Certain things I don't even mention. Certain things I don't even speak about because I don't have to tell all my business. You know what I mean? You tell all your business on social media, and that gives people room to really rip you to shreds for real. So certain things I keep away, I keep out. I don't speak on because I really don't have to. So God is good, man. God is good nonetheless, and I'm doing an amazing job. And I'm not going to be like this forever. I'm not going to be in this situation forever. That's the thing. We have to know that our situation is going to change. I'm not going to be homeless forever. Yeah, it seems like I've been out here forever, but better days are coming. That's what we have to know. Better days are ahead, man. Better days, better days. Better days. And I just talk about it because it's my therapy. Because somebody was saying to me yesterday, oh, you should get therapy and stuff. And I said, I believe in therapy. I've gotten therapy when I was in the thick of it. In the beginning stages of all of my woes, yes, I went to therapy. I'm not against therapy. I love it. But even the therapists, they're just kind of, half the time the therapists don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Because they doing it as a job, they get paid for it, but they don't even really be in it to win it. So life is crazy. Life is crazy, and I'm doing a good job. That's all I got to say. I'm trying to find my sneakers so I can go in here and exercise. Where's my sneaker? Bring these hard sneakers on this treadmill. I'm just gonna have to do a little easy workout. But yeah, I just come here and talk about my woes. Not my woes, but pretty much the homeless shelter life. I talk about it. I tell people about it to let you know that, hey, if you ever find yourself homeless, don't really depend too much on your family to come and save you, because most of the time they don't want to and they won't. So there's ones that disrespect their lives are filled with flaws as well. Good morning. I hope something good happens for you this week. It's always something good happening for me every day. So I'm proud. I'm thankful for that. Hey Calvin, how you doing? Anna, how you doing? Anton. Yes, I'm proud of myself. Yeah, I had my coffee already. You know what I did? What about working two jobs while being homeless? Could you get some money that way? Yeah, I work a full-time job right now. I'm looking for a second job, for sure. I'm not just sitting here talking. You know what I'm saying? I need more money to pay the extra bills I need to pay, and that's what I'm looking for now. But it's hard to even find a second job. They say they're hiring, but they don't even call you back. So, but I'm not the first one out here that's looking for a job, and I'm thanking God I have a job already. That's a blessing, the fact that I am working. So, but I am looking for a second job for sure. I'm not just sitting around talking. You think I want to sit in this freaking shelter? No. In the shelter, sometimes they give you a certain amount of time to even stay in the shelter. Like, you can't be in a shelter for too long. I think they give me like 90 days. That's what they say. It's like 90 days. So it just depends, man. I don't know. I'm just come up here telling my testimony every single day and letting y'all know, like, listen, don't ever lose your place. Don't ever lose your mortgage. If you got a mortgage or rent something, you better figure out how you're gonna pay it, because you be out in the streets and you'll have to go to places like shelters, and those are not places that anybody should want to be at, because being in a shelter is like being in jail, basically. You got bullies. I got videos about me talking about my bully experience with this girl that be trying to subtly bully me, and I talk about that in my videos. So I want y'all to go check that out. If you guys go check out my videos, you can see more about my situation. I talk more in videos. And on live streams, I just pretty much talk about like what happened last night or something, just basic stuff. But if y'all want to know more about my story, you have to go watch my videos. You gotta go watch the video. But I'm not up here crying and like, I don't be doing none of that. It is what it is. My life is my life. I've been in this for 2 years, so I'm kind of used to it. I know one day it's going to come to an end and I'm going to find housing and I'm going to get somewhere. I know, but I'm just here for encouragement, to let y'all know if that's y'all, you're going to be all right. Better days are coming. You're not going to stay down too long. We never stay down too long. So this is how it is. They post a lot of ghost jobs. Yeah, you got to be careful, because you could be going to a job interview and have somebody setting you up to be kidnapped. So you just don't never know. Many homeless people I see do take drugs. Do you think that's something to do with it? I think a lot of people that take drugs, I mean, I think if you see a homeless person and they're taking drugs, they were taking drugs before they were homeless. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of drug use out here, but I think a lot of people that get into drugs while they're homeless, I think they're trying to run from the fact that they're homeless, and they're probably tired. So they're probably tired. They're probably trying to numb themselves. Been on drugs for a long time. So, and yeah, there's people that had their own house, apartment, and something happened in their life for them to even want to mess with drugs. So that's just my opinion. Something happened in people's lives for them to even want to go that route, to mess around with drugs. Because I don't think anybody casually says, I mean, you got some kids out there that do that. Hey, they're curious, they want to try it. Yeah, you see that too. But yeah, a lot of people are drug addicts, and a lot of them need rehabs and stuff. But they have to be the ones to go to rehab. Like the last shelter I was at, there was a lady in there. She was tweaking out. I noticed she would only do that. She would get high like that on like Friday, Saturday nights, on the weekends or whatever. She would get really bad high. And I was just like, why do y'all have her in the shelter? She's here with people that's not getting high. That don't really mix, but it's a lot of addicts out here. I think a lot of people take the drugs to hide their pain. They're going through a lot. You know, people have been through a lot of trauma in their life, their childhood, but you are the only person that can change your situation. Like if you went through trauma as a child, or someone did something to you, and I know it can be hard to get past certain things, but that's what therapy is for. And you have to know that doing drugs is not going to help your situation. Like, but some people feel hopeless with life, and they don't want to, they just figure, oh, might as well get high so I don't have to think, I don't have to feel that feeling anymore. And that's wrong, because, you know, it's sad. I can't rent anything right now. I have to have a second job to rent anything. I need a second job to rent anything. I can't rent anything. If I don't have the money, I can't even go look for nothing. So if I don't have the money, I can't do anything. You can't do nothing without having money. So if I don't have money, there's no need for me to look for renting anything at this point. So when I get the money, when I get the second job and I have more money, then I can go and start trying to find stuff. But everything has to do with money. So peace and blessings. I totally respect and get your video about dealing with bullies. You're doing the right thing. It's not that you're afraid, you're being smart. Yeah, I'm definitely not afraid of those women at all. I'm not a punk. I'm not scared, but I'm a woman of a certain age, and I'm not into the whole ghetto stuff where these girls want to fight you and I don't understand it, but I'm not no young little girl out here. So I be looking at these girls like, y'all are so petty and stupid. Like, is this what y'all do? Somebody you don't like for no reason, you want to bully and mess with? It had nothing to do with me being scared. I just talk about my situation. So I did get a lot of comments and people were saying, oh, you sound scared. No, I sound like a smart person that's trying to avoid a confrontation. That's what I sound like. So, yeah, I sound like a smart person that's trying to avoid confrontation. And this one in particular girl is always, every time I have to pass her way, if I got to stand in line for something, if I'm in front of her, she tries to suck her teeth and act like I'm taking too long, like just the ignorant stuff. And I just be like wanting to curse her all the way clean out. But that ain't going to help me. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to help me. So I stay away from her. So I'm not triggered. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not triggered. There are high school children there. Those women are in there are like animals, they're like hyenas. And I just look at them and I just say, and a lot of them are like younger women. And some of them are like gay girls. I don't know if they came from prison, but half of them look like and carry themselves like they're men. So I just be looking at them like, don't look my way. I'm not interested. I'm in here trying to get my life together. I ain't worrying about the stupid ghetto crap y'all in here trying to do. It's just crazy. And people they don't like you for like no reason in the world. There's no reason why somebody should have a problem with a woman like me, because I do my thing. I'm never there anyway. So I'm like not in your way. I'm never in her way. So every time I see her, I have to be behind her or something. She's like sucking her teeth and doing all this stupid stuff. And I just be looking at her like, girl, you look and sound really stupid and retarded. You sound like a freaking idiot. You're sucking your teeth and tapping your fingers and stuff. And the other day she was trying to tell me, oh, you got to do this chore. I said, I don't have to do anything. If the staff don't tell me, I said, I'm not going to really listen to what you're saying. I'm going to go see what the staff say. Let's see what the staff say. She worried about me mopping the floor. I said, I got up and did my chore. And then she going to turn around and thought that I was going to listen to her. And say, oh, let me listen to her because I'm scared. I guess she thought I was scared. I left my wife January 29th, no plan. I spent February, March in my car van. Thankfully, I make $24 an hour. I did 70 hours a week and found a one-bedroom for $775 a month, 10 minutes from my job. Keep driving my sister. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Good morning, Rhonda. How you doing, sis? People be jealous for no reason. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, she's jealous because, you have a job and y'all see me with a car, right? But y'all also don't see the bill that comes with having a car. So it's not like not like this car dropped out of heaven and God just gave me a car. Like, sis, I'm paying for this freaking car, okay? With the outside people, the people at the shelter look at me like maybe they think I'm better because I go to work every day. Do you think I want to go to work every day? But I'm not going to sit around here with y'all low lifes and sit around and just collect a welfare check. And see, I'm not even like teasing people that's collecting welfare, because some people that's on welfare are good people. I'm talking about these ratchet girls. The ones that sit around and smoke. You find cigarettes to smoke every day. You find ways to bully other people that's not bothering you. Those are the type of people I'm talking about. If you got to collect welfare, heck, I collected welfare before. So I'm not talking about y'all, oh, y'all welfare recipients. And I don't compare myself to y'all. But if you're in this situation, why do you have time to sit in a homeless shelter and sit here and try to bully someone else that don't bother you, that's never here? But whenever I cross paths with this woman, she always got something smart to say out her mouth. Like, I don't have to say anything to you, but you come looking for me, giving me attitude, giving me all kind of weird body movements. I said, sis, who are you? I don't even know your name, sis. I've been in the shelter now. I've been in the shelter life for about maybe 3 months, but I've been homeless for like maybe 2 years. It's been 2 years that I've been homeless. I take a hit that you're in because I didn't answer. It doesn't really matter where I'm in. Where I'm at, I don't talk about it. I'm not talking about my state, so. I don't talk about my state. I don't really talk about my state because I know there's people on here that's trying to target me. They trying to find out where. I don't understand that either. But when you do YouTube, and that's why certain things, if people ask me certain things, I don't even answer it, because if I don't answer you, that means I don't talk about that situation. Certain things I don't bring on this platform because I don't have to. Like, this is my YouTube channel, so I can pretty much talk about what I want, and I can not talk about what I don't want to talk about. Because I have trolls, people that attack me, and they trying to find me. They want to know where I'm at. They want to know, oh, I'm going to find your shelter, and I'm going to let the shelter people know you're talking. Like, what are they going to kick me out because I talk about my experience? Like, no, that's not going to happen. People are so sick, even on this platform, they try to find, and there's people right now that's watching me that want to see my downfall. They want to see my failure. It might even be people in my family that watch me. I don't care. I'm here talking about my experience. And if you don't like me talking about homeless stuff, don't freaking watch me. Don't freaking watch. You don't have to come here and watch me. I have trolls that try to attack me every which way. And that's okay too, because you get beat up in life. That's what people gonna do. People that are disgruntled and they hate their own lives, they go out and try to find other people to attack on social media, because these are things that these people cannot do in their real life. You can't go to your job and harass and attack people at work, because there's something called HR. There's something called harassment at work, but people still do it. They try, but there's certain things you just can't do at work. So people come on social media and try to attack. Oh, let me go find people to attack on YouTube. I block you. I just block and delete you. Like, your whole comment, like, people, there was a woman that left me like 2-paragraph negative whole thing, right? You writing all that, and guess what? You wasted your little fingers because it was blocked. Anything that I see negative or sound negative, you're out of here. You're out of here. People are freaking weird, man. People are weird at the shelter. People are weird on social media. I do YouTube because I want to. I can show my face, babe. This is what I do. So if there's something over here that you don't like or don't approve of, you don't have to freaking be here. Go to the next live and watch them. I'm going to talk about my experience. This is my life and my experience. If you don't like that, hey, this is somewhere else you could be. If I go to a YouTube channel and I don't like it, I'm not going to sit here and write 2 paragraphs about what I don't like about what you just said. I'm just going to go to the next video, right? If it's a video I don't like, I don't mind skipping through it. I'm not on here to be like in a shelter or in my personal life with my family. I'm not in the way of kissing nobody's ass. I don't kiss ass. I'm not on here, oh, I need to do this and do that. I am completely myself every freaking day. I am who I am. Everything that I say, if you don't like it, you could get to stepping. I can block them if I want to. Like, I'm about to block you now. I don't have to sit here and let nobody talk crazy to me. If you want to be disrespectful, bye-bye. Come back another day when you can sit right and be more respectful. I'm not doing that disrespectful stuff. Why not let them talk? Because I don't have to let them talk if I don't feel like it. Some days I might let you live a little bit because I'm not really like, I might be around about doing something and I can't block you, but I don't got time for that. I don't got time for no negative nothing. If you want to be negative, go be negative on your own. Go to your job, be negative there. See how long you keep that. I'm not on here. I'm not on social media to be sitting here going back and forth and fighting with people. Come on, man. We grown people here. Some of these people be up here 40 in their 50s and 60s wanting to wrestle and tussle with you. Like, come on. You're in New York. Can I have a friend? I got a beautiful apartment. That's great. That's great that you found an apartment in New York. But as I said, my situation, I have to have the finances. I can't find anything unless I have the money to come with. I'm not looking for an apartment right now. For what? I don't have the money. I have to get the money, then I got to go get the apartment. Get the apartment, and then I can move forward in my next, what I got to do next. But right now, and the money's coming. Like, the money's going to come. Trust me. Y'all going to see. Like, I'm not sitting here like... I'm a hustler by nature, baby. If it's something that I need, if I got to go flip burgers to get it, I'm going to go get it, okay? I was laughing at somebody the other day. I was like, listen, do I need to go fly a sign or something? Like, do I need to go out in the streets and do what these people are doing, flying signs? Because they be out here getting money, like a little bit of extra money. I'm like, do I need to go fly a sign and stand up? But I think you can get arrested for that. But somebody said you could fly the sign, but you just can't ask people for money. And I was like, oh, really? I was like, shoot, they look like they doing better than me. But then on top of the flying signs thing, some of the people that fly signs are not even homeless people. They just go out there and get some, I need money for this, or I need a little bit of gas money or something, so they fly signs. But I'm not with the negative stuff. Not at all. You want to be negative and nasty and stuff and think that I owe you an apology or I owe you like something in my life. Oh, why don't you talk about this? I talk about whatever I want to talk about over here. And if you don't like it, you can go. You don't like it, you can go. Because trust me, I got a lot of problems in my life. I don't need no stupid trolls saying nothing dumb to me. And sometimes I don't see it and sometimes I let people live. But hey, for the most part, you're out of here. If you have time. Yeah, the housing lottery is just like Section 8. I'm having a good morning. Good morning. I'm about to go into this gym and work out these thighs, child. But I'm gonna talk to you guys later. You guys have an awesome morning. I'm just in my car trying to make sure I have everything I need in my bag so I can work out. You know what I'm saying? So we can go in here and get this workout in, honey. Because one thing I'm gonna do is work out. That ain't never gonna change. That ain't never gonna change. My workout stuff is never gonna change. We always gonna be there. Take me through there. Take me through there. Take me through there. And Mondays, I just pretty much be running around like a chicken with my head cut off, child, because I'm trying to get to the next, whatever it is need to be done, I'm gonna do it. And sometimes I don't be wanting to do anything, child. I'll be like, oh, I don't feel like it today. I don't feel like going to exercise. But I know the benefits of exercising every day. There's wonderful benefits, and I love the benefits of working out every day. Not only that, my mental mind be like, the exercising keeps my mental mind intact. You know what I mean? It lets me know that, hey, no matter what you're going through, sis, you keep going, you keep doing what you're doing. Everything gets better. Things get better. It gets better with time. It seemed like I've been in this for a long time, and oh my God, I'm tired. Yes, I am tired, but hey, you got to keep going. Just because you're tired don't mean that we need to stop. You know what I'm saying? Even though it feels like I want to stop and I feel like quitting and I feel like this and I feel like that. But girl, guess what? We got to keep on. You got to keep on rolling. Got to keep going. We ain't never going to stop, honey. We ain't never going to. It is so cold right now. I'm trying to get my sweaters and stuff in my bag. So when I get into the gym, I can. Because sometimes these gyms be cold and drafty too. The gym is not always like a warm place. It be cold in them gyms. And I just be like, oh my God, it's so cold. You gotta keep on rolling. Yes, you do, honey. And I just talk about my experience. So I hope I see you guys again. I hope you guys, if this is your first time coming here, I hope I see you guys again. I just talk about my experience. Again, my experience, what I go through. And no, I don't talk about everything. Nope. I don't talk about everything. So if y'all have a comment and y'all say something to me and I ignore it, that means I don't want to talk about it. And I have a right to. I have a right to speak what I... So that's what YouTube is all about. That's what social media is about. People come up here and they share their experience. Some people share their... Look at this car. Not even giving me time to turn my car around, but you're so busy in a rush. What is going on with people? I gotta keep on rolling. But I pretty much do the same thing every day. I go to the gym. I work out. I might have a doctor's appointment. I might have to go to work. Like, I go back to work tomorrow, but I'm telling you, it's a lot, honey. But thank God that I'm a strong woman. Like, I'm a survivor. I'm not going to just lay in a corner and cry about stuff. I'm going to get to it. But the only way, like people keep saying, can you go find this? Can you go find that? If I don't have money, I can't talk to a landlord. Landlord don't want to talk to me if I don't have that money. They're going to be like, if I just want to inquire. I see hotels and, extended stays. I see that stuff all the time. But they don't want nothing to do with me if I don't have the finances to back it up. Like, okay, you can move in next week, but do you have the money, though? That's the thing. Do you have the money? I'm here every day. I'm here early in the morning, and I'm here in the afternoon. I pretty much do 2 live streams a day. So I'm always here. And I hope I can see you again. I hope I can see y'all again. And I don't want to come off rude to nobody, but sometimes with this troll stuff, sometimes I let the trolls, sometimes I let them live. You know what I mean? But most of the time, I'm fighting back, baby. We fight back over here. We fight back over here. But sometimes I let the trolls just hang around and do their little crap. But for the most part, I'd be like, listen, this ain't the place. There's a time and a place, and this is not the place, nor is it the time. But yeah, I'm here every day. I pretty much do a live stream early in the morning, and I do a live stream in the afternoon most of the time. So I'm always on live. I have a lot of video content that I hope you guys can go and check out. I have videos on top of videos. Thank you for keeping me in your prayers. Thank you. I have a great workout. I'm only going to do for about an hour. I go from 7 to 8, and then after that I have an appointment that I have to go to. Every Monday I have something to do. So this is my last day off. I go back to work tomorrow, so I try to get all my stuff that I need to do, because this is the only day that I have like a business day that's off. So, but I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have an amazing Monday, and thank you for coming by. I'll talk to you guys later. I will be on live later this afternoon.